Hi, this is Mandy from Sunflowers and Doors, and welcome back to my very, very messy desk. I literally have started playing with some clusters, and I thought, well, I may as well just record it because it's part of the Beautiful Blues series, which is where I'm looking at some of the Beautiful Blues journals that I'm working on at the moment, alongside the Beautiful Blues collaboration, which is running in some of the Facebook groups at the moment as well. So I've got a load of papers and stuff here, bits and pieces that are left over, and I thought I may as well make some clusters. So I started making some clusters. Now, with these clusters, you can use them as page borders, you can use them as whatever you want to, but one of the things I did with these was I created this piece here, which is an over the page pocket. It hasn't been put into the journal yet, but it's an old over the page pocket. And it's just a double pocket here. So there's one pocket there, and then when you attach it to your journal, there'll be another pocket here, and then exactly the same over the other side. So that will go in my journal. But I absolutely loved how it came out. Now, this piece here was actually a cluster that I just cut down, and I thought that it looked really fab on the page. So what I'm looking to do at the moment is I thought if I just create a load of clusters, and then I can use them, cut them down, do whatever I want to do with them, add them to pages, do all sorts. And because I've got all of this paper that's left over, I figured I may as well just go for it. So what I did in readiness for this was, as I said, I just gathered all my bits and pieces of papers and stuff that I've got here. I also have a load of, these are the Tracy Fox labels that I was running short of, so I thought I may as well print and cut out a load of those while I'm at it. These are some Tim Holtz snippety things. And then from the Tracy Fox calling cards kit, I absolutely fell in love with these butterflies. So I've printed and cut out a load of these to go with the clusters. And I've also printed out a load of these labels. I think these are from her Sciencey labels. So I printed out a load of those, the normal size, and I also printed out some larger versions because the colours go perfectly with the kits that I'm working with. So the kit is the Beautiful Blues kit that is in my Etsy at the moment. The calling cards is Tracy Fox's, one of her recent kits, and the Sciencey labels is one of her earlier ones. So I thought I'd have a play with that. I've also printed out a couple of these tags from the kit because I thought I could use those as well as just the scraps and stuff that I've got. So it's all on my desk for a reason, and that is because I can see what I've got and I can just play with it as I'm going. And as I said, I've started to play, so I figured why not keep you, or I'll take you along, and you can kind of play with me. So I've got a load of, like I said, papers. This one here is just some paper I think that I had from Tapeology, and I put it through a crimping thing. I think it's like a quilting crimping thing, which just crimps the paper, gives it this fabulous crimping texture. So I thought, I'm going to go with something like that. And all I am doing is, this is some more Tapeology paper. This one's got a bit of a speck in it. These are scraps from what I was working on when I just offcuts from the kit that I was working on. And I'm not overthinking these. I'm just at the moment just laying some stuff down. I've got some vintage papers here, which were scraps, and I thought I could incorporate those. And as I said, I've got shed loads of just scraps all over the place. and I just got to use them up rather than waste them. So that's the plan. So I might talk through my kind of process with you guys, but this is it in a nutshell. Is just grab a load of stuff on my desk and just put pieces of it together. Like I said, I'm trying not to overthink it. I'm just going with bits that I think look pretty good. And then once I've done that, once I've decided on some pieces, I can then look at putting it all together. Yeah, so that's the idea. So this one here, I'm just going to start gluing down. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. These are literally clusters, and they are very unlikely to end up on my page as they are. I will probably end up doing something more to them, cutting them down, adding them to pieces that are already there. And I'm not likely to use them on their own because, in fairness, the papers I'm using here are quite thin. So I'd have to put them behind something else for a bit more stability if I wanted to use them on their own. And what I'll probably do, because some of these are a bit tall and I'm not a lover of them as they are, so I'll probably just cut a few bits and pieces off, and those white end bits, until they become a size that I'm happy with. I used my Cricut to cut these out for me, and whilst it did a fairly good job, there were a couple of things that that didn't print out particularly well, so it's a little bit of touching up to do, but it certainly saves me a job of sitting down all night and fussy cutting, which is one of my pet hates. You're probably laughing because for those of you who follow me or have been around a little bit, you'll know I have quite a few pet hates. So fussy cuts is just one in a long line. Now I'm not going to pop that on there because it's going to cover too much of what I've just done. So I'm going to stick with a butterfly. And I might use one of my little labels. Or not. I don't think I need it for that one, but I might pop another smaller butterfly on this one. No, I'll leave it as that at the moment, and then I can always come back and add to it if I want to. And as I said, all I'm doing at the moment is I'm just popping down bits of paper that I've got. I'm kind of hoping for the best. This is just packaging paper from an order that I had for some vintage stuff. So I've kept that because it's too nice to throw away. I don't know if I like too much of a contrast with that background paper. I say I don't, I'm trying not to overthink it, but that's all I ever do is overthink. So and as I said, the idea for this is going to be that I use them on other bits, rather than as kind of standalone pieces. Although if you did it on sturdy enough paper or card, you can use them. They're fabulous as page borders or side tacks. Too much glue on that one. I'm going through the process of trying to find a perfect glue bottle. And believe me, I am struggling like you would not believe. I just can't. I'm really pulling my hair out with some of the glitter glue stuff I'm using, because it's just won't come out with the new bottles that I've just bought now. So I've had to take the thingamabob off to get any glue out, because that's not working. And of course the other option is to pop some of these behind some of this lace. This isn't a vintage lace. I'm not really sure where I got this one from, but I do like it a lot. And thus buying it, more of it. And yeah, really like it. I'll see if I can try and remember where I got it from. And if I can, I'll pop it in the description box below. So that piece there would make a great piece to go on top, perhaps of a belly band or something, So I'm going to pop that to one side while that glue dries even. And if you want to stitch through these, then you can do that as well. wanted to rip some of that off so it wasn't so square. Should have done that before, but it's okay. No, it's not going to work. So let's just build this up. And like I said, you know, the great thing is you're not stuck with the end result if you decide you don't like it. You just keep playing until you're happy with something. That's the idea anyway. I'm going to go for more of this one, I think, with that. These butterflies are gorgeous. I literally printed loads off and cut them all at the same time because I really, really did like them. I was watching Cara Renee from Be Reborn Art and Healing. She did a video recently on managing how to manage, or how she manages her digitals, because I never know where I've got digitals from. So I did start to kind of play with a little bit of the ideas that she had on categorizing digitals and stuff. And I was shocked at how many digitals that I had that I didn't even remember that I'd had. Which really surprised me. But I have a huge amount of Tracy Fox digitals, which doesn't surprise me because I do love Tracy's work. So I'm trying to kind of use more of the stuff that I've got rather than constantly buying new all the time. Sorry, it's going to be a bit of a boring one in terms of talking because I wasn't planning on doing the video, so it literally is a craft with me more than anything else. So I hope you guys are okay with that, but feel free to disappear if it gets boring. There we go. I knew I had a blue one somewhere. Just give that a bit of a go over first. making a right mess with all of this glue. And again, like I said, these make absolutely fabulous belly bands, or just to add to, you know, side pockets, text, that sort of thing. Pop those there because I don't want those to get ruined. Actually, before I do that, let me just check that one. No, I'm going to go with that. I have ordered some of those Sugar Bell bottles. I'm not going to use them for my fabric tack because I had a terrible experience with those and that, where literally I had to throw so much of it away because it just stuck to the bottom. I couldn't do anything with it. But I thought they might be useful for some of my other glues, like the Collal, because I use that for some things, and I use PVA bookbinding glue for other things, and so yeah, I thought that might be something to try. But I've had to order them from America. That's a bit of a pig because they are a lot more expensive when you order them in, you know. And again, I think this is packaging from a vintage order, this back page. And I usually tear the orders open, so I don't get to save a lot of it, but I did really try this time to save some of it. And it's worked out really, really lovely for what I'm using it for. I'm not going to stay on too long because it was only just literally a half hour I had free to grab some of these pieces together. think I'm going to go with this one. I'm just going to grungy the edges a bit. And I'm going to, I think, just grungy the edges with that a little bit too, just to change the colour dynamic a little bit. Okay, 1, 2, maybe more. So we got some goldy glittery specks on this one. I don't know if you can see that. Try this one, although I'm not 100% sold. But we can always play again, like I said. Nothing's set in stone until it, well, even when it's in your journal, it's not necessarily set in stone. I'm just adding now for the sake of adding. Which is something I don't want to get into the habit of doing. Okay. And again, just grungy up that edge in a bit, because it's a bit too light. So even like for things like this, which I've got there, you know, you can add and do pieces across all sorts. And there's done. Use it as page borders, text. I think I've got a couple of those already in there. These are just some of the bits that I've been creating. Go really cool with that sort of thing as well. I haven't stuck anything in these yet because I don't know for definite where I want them. So I've just kind of popped them in where they could go for now, as a starting point anyway. Maybe I don't know what it is about that. I'm not 100% sold on it. Let's put that on there for now. So there's a couple of clusters, plain clusters. So we've got that one there and that one there, which I do like. And then we've got that one there, and that one there, and that one there. And then on top of those, we've got some fabric, well, clusters with lace. So these can be your belly bands or your page side pocket embellishments, whatever. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for now, because like I said, I was only popping on really, really quickly. But if I do use any of these before I post the video, I will get a picture of how I've kind of used them in the journals. And I will make sure to include that in the pictures. So until then, as always, I will stay safe, be well, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.